So last year, the Ultimate Kaiba set, what is in my opinion one of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh products of all time, was released. I unboxed it on the channel and it was so well received that it's actually one of my best performing videos on the channel. Well, Konami decided to release the same product on the TCG side, debuting 3 reprints of the DDS Blue Eyes. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what the contents of this case are, some differences that you're going to see compared to the OCG, and finally, we're going to be answering the question, should you buy this 25th anniversary product? Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the contents. The Ultimate Kaiba set is basically a briefcase, a giant heavy-duty briefcase that is filled with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons that are a reprint of the older iconic version of DDS according to Konami. It also has dividers so that you can use the case to store your cards. And last but not least, it has a complete Kaiba deck that has every single card that he used in the anime as an ultra rare, as well as 3 completely exclusive cards that have never been seen in the OCG or the TCG ever. So let's dissect them one by one. Starting with the briefcase, in my opinion, I think this is a huge selling point because first of all, Konami actually attempted a briefcase release before. It was a partnership with Movic, which is usually the company that they partner up with when it comes to creating like physical 3D products. And that case retailed for around 50 to 60 bucks. And then in the aftermarket, it hit around like $800. And that case is like nothing compared to this one when it comes to size and quality. Honestly speaking, I actually think that this case is better than most aftermarket cases that you'll find on the market, period, when it comes to storing your cards. The quality of it is absolutely fantastic. The clasps, the inner lining, the dividers. I think the fact that it's a home run accessory is not even debatable. Now, when you open up this case, the first thing that you're gonna see is a big piece of acrylic that houses 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. On the OCG side, you're gonna see that it's a reprint of the Jump Festa. Again, I covered all of that in that video, but on this new one, they're going to be saying that it's a reprint similar to the Dark Duel Stories Blue Eyes, which is the only prismatic Blue Eyes that we've ever received in the TCG. I suspect that it's going to be pretty much identical to the Adidas Dark Magician. So what that means is you're going to be seeing the new layout that we have in modern day cards, where we have prismatic hollow foil stars as well as prismatic hollow foil attribute sign. I'm also really hoping that it's going to be like the Adidas Dark Magician where it's OCG card stock and it's not going to be like the mega packs that we get every single year, because that would be a travesty. I also suspect that it will have the 25th anniversary stamp on the flavor text box. I actually quite like the stamp, so it's going to be a nice addition to the identity of this card, just like the Adidas logo on the Adidas Dark Magician. The acrylic is high quality. Is going to be the exact same as the one that was in the OCG, and it's going to be able to stand up, so you're going to see it displayed here on my wall. Once you remove that layer, you're going to get to the next layer, which has the dividers, which in the original video that I made, I said that they came scratched up, but what I actually didn't realize was that you can remove the filament tape on them and they become clear as day. So that was a mistake on the original video that I have to rectify in this one. I actually am of the opinion that I think that they over manufactured the original OCG case, and that's why they're releasing it in a TCG a year later, because they had so many left over. And that's why they didn't even show us the cards, because they were like, wait a minute, we have like thousands of cases left over, not enough people ordered, should we re-release them? So they pretty much showed us the original product from the OCG and pretended that it's actually the TCG release. So I think the dividers and all of that is going to be the exact same, including the case and the quality of it. Now, what is going to be the second main difference between this one and the OCG release is the deck of Kaiba cards. Now, this deck is every collector's dream. You guys always ask me like, hey, what type of things should you collect? Well, in this one, you're basically getting every single card that Kaiba ever used in the anime as a starter deck, which is completely badass in my opinion. Now, the only caveat I have for this is I hope to dear God that these are printed in OCG, because if they are printed with the modern day quality quality that we have in the TCG is going to be a huge letdown. Like, the best way I can describe it is that they look malnourished, man. They have no life to them whatsoever. So if they are printed in the OCG, I think that will be a home run deck. I think so many people are going to eat it up, and it's going to be a nice chunk of change that you can get back if you decide to part out every single piece and keep like the case, for example, for your collection. But not only does that deck have a lot of ultra rares, like I said, it has 3 exclusive cards that have never been seen in the TCG before. The first one is Attack Guidance Armor, the second is Life Shaver, and the third is Magical Trick Mirror. Every single one of these cards debuted for the first time on the OCG in this case, and now they are appearing in the TCG in our version. But that's not the only thing. They're also adding something special to the TCG one, which is a quarter century rare of the Blue Eyes White Dragon alternate art with the Earth in the back. So we got the quarter century tablet art, which was released via the Legendary Collection as a promo card. Now we're getting the same Blue Eyes with the Earth in the back as a quarter century rare in this release. So that's the content. Now let's get into the release information that we got about this product. The price tag is going to be 400 USD plus shipping plus taxes. Keep in mind that the OCG release, which was 1 year ago, was 300 USD plus shipping plus taxes. So we have pretty much a 33% markup for this 1 year gap. That is a huge difference when it comes to how much value you're getting in the product, especially since it's pretty much the exact same thing with most likely lesser quality because of the printing in TCG compared to the OCG. And finally, the release date is going to be early 2024. You do have to pre-order right now if you want to get one. They are made to order. They will not be released later on. But anyway, that's pretty much all of the disclosed information that we have from Konami. Now let's get into my opinion on whether you should buy this product or not. Alright, so now I have to break it down to certain categories. The first category is you purchased the OCG case when it first came out. In my opinion, I don't think that you should purchase this product from Konami. The reason I say this is because, number one, you are paying for the big premium of shipping and taxes for the briefcase when you already have one. There's no need to have 2 of these briefcases, as it'll get very hard to distinguish the contents of each of them on the inside anyway. If you decide that you really want the Blue Eyes or the Kaiba deck, you can probably purchase those later on from sellers that picked up the whole thing and just partitioned it. You'd be saving a lot of money there, probably around $100 to $200. As of this moment, the OCG side, you can pretty much pick up the acrylic sealed with the 3 Blue Eyes for around $300, $250, and then you can purchase the deck on its own for $50. I imagine it'll be around the same prices for the TCG. However, if you have room for both briefcases and you can spare an extra $150, $200, then go ahead and grab both. I did that. So it is what it is. The second scenario is if you didn't purchase the original OCG case. I think that if you want English text cards and it's like an absolute must for you, then I would say that this is probably the option to pick up. You're going to be paying around $100 more than if you decide to pick up the OCG one straight from eBay, which I will be linking down in the description below. I'll link the cheapest one that I can find. But you will be getting an extra quarter century rare Blue Eyes White Dragon plus English text Blue Eyes Trio inside of the acrylic. Now the third and final category is for vintage exclusive collectors, people who don't really collect modern releases and they want the briefcase. I highly recommend you guys pick one up. You can pick one up from Japan right now for around $125 shipped. I'll link that as well in the description. You will not be able to find another quality case for this price. But not only that, the dividers on the inside that come stock with the briefcase, in my opinion, are very lackluster. Not only do they only fit pretty much bulk, they don't fit top loaders on the inside. Like, you're not gonna store any expensive cards in there. It seems more of like a bulk storage place. I don't really like that for this case because it is so premium. It is such a nice display piece. So what I did was I created my own custom foam that you can put inside of this high density, high quality precision cut. This foam fits not only PSA slabs, but it also fits the screw down cases that are released by Konami Konami as well as Ultra Pro. They look absolutely magnificent, and as you can see, it creates an amazing display. So instead of having your case sitting around at home doing nothing, these custom inserts are going to be up for pre-order for around 50 to 60 bucks, and you'll be able to make use of this by not only looking like a total badass. When I walked into PSA, as you guys saw in the video, every single person in the room was blown away by how good it looks. These custom inserts make use of the case that you already own from Konami. You're going to be picking up the OCG or the TCG case anyway. Now you have a way to display your super high-end cards inside. They fit 10 and the case fits 4 layers, so you can fit up to 40 cards in here. And I tried to make the design as intuitive as possible. I think if you're a vintage collector, or you're a Starlight collector, or you have your cards in like these hard screw downs because you know that you can't just put them in like a binder or a top loader, I would say that this is the best way to store your cards. When I walked into PSA with this briefcase, I'm telling you guys, every single person that was around, their jaws dropped because the display is just so prestigious. It looks so badass. Like, I'm telling you guys, I did a really good job. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it is an amazing way to use the briefcase. If you guys picked up the Kaiba case and you guys are interested in the foam insert, they're going to be linked in the description below. I have them on my website, strictlysealed.com. You guys can pre-order them there. Not only would you be protecting your own cards, but you'd be supporting your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh channel by supporting yourself. In conclusion, I would say that a big deal breaker for this case is going to be whether the cards are going to be OCG card stock or they're going to be TCG card stock. If all of the cards are printed in the TCG, it's going to be disastrous. I think the blue eyes will look terrible. It will not look like the original DDS, and it will look so terrible when compared to the Adidas Dark Magician promo, and the ultra rares are gonna look like modern Yu-Gi-Oh ultra rares, which you guys know is like absolutely atrocious when it comes to print quality. I really hope I'm wrong about this aspect. I really hope that they decide to just manufacture everything in Japan and import it here. You would save a lot of people a lot of headache, and you'd make a lot of collectors happy. I think a lot of people would love to open up a binder that has every single Kaiba card in amazing ultra rare quality printed on the OCG side. I think a lot of people would love to display OCG quality prismatic rares alongside their Dark Magician Adidas promo. So please, Konami TCG, make it in Japan. Let them do it. Okay, let them cook. Let them bring it over here and then sell it to us. Please don't try to go in the kitchen yourself. We don't want you making these cards. We want the OCG side to make them. That's the only thing that's going to hold this product back. Otherwise, in my opinion, I do think it's $100 overpriced, but otherwise, I think that it is a masterpiece. I think it'll be a great long-term investment. I can definitely see $1,000, $2,000 5 years from now, which is like a 300% return. I think every single collector, whether vintage or modern, will enjoy this product, and I think it was a great move for the TCG to bring it over to us. I was actually begging for it in the OCG unboxing video, if you guys remember that. One last thing that I want to touch on before we conclude this video is the idea of the case dropping below retail price. Although I don't think it's impossible for it to go below the $400 or $500 mark, I do think it's highly improbable. And the main reason I say this is because of the shipping cost itself. The item is so damn heavy. It's about 25-30 pounds. So it has a huge cost in order to actually get the item from one place to another. You're not going to be able to hold this item and sell it right away without making sure that you have enough margin to cover the shipping costs that's going to cost from you to that person. If you do end up deciding you want to sell it, you're going to have to beat other sellers that got it for retail and they're asking plus shipping. And at that point, you're going to be paying $100 towards shipping. Is it really worth selling the item at that point if you're just going to take like a huge $200-300 loss? So hopefully I'm making sense there. The fact that shipping cost will make it difficult for it to go below retail, it will also prevent it from giving you a lot of margin if it does go up in price. If it does go to $600 in terms of market price, you're still going to be taking $100 loss when it comes to shipping. So you're going to be netting the same thing. You're going to have to wait until it hits around $700-800 before you start seeing actual profit on the investment that you made, or so-called investment. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. It tells me that you guys want more discussion videos like this. Subscribe to see me unbox this product because I definitely am going to be getting it in. Comment down below your thoughts. Do you think it's going to be OCG cardstock or do you think it's going to be TCG? We were pleasantly surprised with the Adidas Dark Magician. Do you think that they're going to do it again for us in the Ultimate Kaiba set? And lastly, tell me what type of versions are you buying? Are you going to be buying the OCG version, the TCG PG, both, or just the briefcase. Again, the pre-order is going to be for a limited time for the inserts. They will not be produced forever. So if you want to support me there, you can go ahead and do that, and the link's in the description below. If you want to support me further, I have a Patreon where I post my videos about a week earlier than usual. And you can also purchase your own Gardner binder that I make myself. They are extremely well designed, and they are made by a collector for collectors like yourselves. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.